everybody. Good morning. It's Friday. I just woke up. We're actually in my mom's room because my mom's out of town and she's been gone a week. She's going to be gone another week. She's visiting my grandparents in Arkansas and they live in the Ozark Mountains and it's beautiful up there and I wouldn't ever want to leave either if I was there. So she goes there quite a few times a year. Her parents are getting up there. My grandpa is around my grandma's age, so he's in his 90s, and my grandma's a little bit younger. So, her and my mom and my grandpa are like this. Two peas in a pod. She is definitely a daddy's girl. I mean, she loves her mom. She hangs out and not saying anything against my grandma, but they have a unique bond. They're super tight, and I'm just preparing for it because I love Grandpa too. He's both of my grandpas I've had hard as nails, hard ass war veteran, don't take no shit, work hard their whole life grandpas. I've had two really great examples of men in my life. Grandpa Oot, who passed away quite a few years ago, and Grandpa Smith. They're both war veterans, very decorated. They did great things for our country, and they never brag or talk about it at all. They're very humble, very sweet. They're both depression babies, and were very frugal and worked hard and uprooted and uplifted their communities. And my grandpa Oot and his brothers built a whole community. I've spoke about them before, but my grandpa Smith, he built companies off the ground. They were actually millionaires. They had a potato farm. Typical people when they come to the States, Irish and Scottish family members, they had potato farms here. And it wasn't they weren't millionaires because of that. They sold the land. They had massive land, and they sold it at a time that was really worth it. They were getting paid 5, 6, 7 times what it was worth. So they were smart to cash in when they did, and they made a lot of money just from that. And they did good things with it. I'm just amazed at my grandparents. They both came from nothing, and they both went through some horrific war shit, and they both loved and honored their families and built up communities. I feel like I haven't done shit compared to them. But anyway, so I'm in this room because we're painting for her before she gets back, and my room is kind of storage right now for furniture. A little chaotic in there. So we'll be filming in here since she's not here. If you're watching this, Mom, I'm not making a mess, I promise. Anyway, I usually use, Mary Kay Time Wise, because I'm in my 30s, and, if you're in your 20s, I would suggest, you don't need this stuff when you're 20s. I'm not saying you do, but definitely use a face moisturizer and a sunblock, because that's going to help with your anti-age so much when you get in your 30s. But the day you turn 30, I suggest using this first before you start. About 35, start buying Mary Kay or more expensive anti-age. And it's not going to stop the process for you. We're all going to get wrinkles. We're all going to get creases, but it definitely slows it down because your skin is an organ. And the more you take care of it and keep it moisturized and keep it clean, the better it's going to be. So just take care of your Take care of your skin, people. I'm sorry. And take care of your skin, and everything will last a lot longer. Don't be afraid of aging, though. It's I don't buy these products because I don't want wrinkles. I just don't want 50 zillions of them. I'm just slowing it down a little. There's nothing wrong with that, slowing the process. I feel like if people back in the day they did. Because Pond's has been around for fucking years. I think they do make bigger bottles. They're more expensive. This was around $3 to almost $4. But it's Pond's, and it rejuvenates, which I need right now. If you are in a cold climate like me, right now, you want deep moisturizing, rejuvenating, severely dry skin kind of stuff, because the cold dries out your skin, especially when you go outside and it's windy. You can get windburn, which is the same as a sunburn. It turns your skin red and it stings. I think it stings a little bit more than sunburn, but that's just my personal opinion. So it does say firmer looking skin in 2 weeks. I will tell you. I have used Pond's before, especially when I was doing stage makeup. I always put their moisturizer on before I put my stage makeup on, because one helped with the cleaning it off part, and it didn't make my skin break out so much. And Pond's also has a product for removing makeup, and it's a lotion. That's great for stage makeup. However, St. Ives face scrub, in my personal opinion, is the best thing for theater or stage makeup getting off your face. St. Ives. It's cheap and it works and it's great for your skin. You don't need to spend $1 billion. I've tried every product for stage makeup. Like literally, I was a diehard. I still am. I've tried every product, and St. Ives is one of the cheaper ones, and it works better than the ones that people spend like $40, $50 a jar for this size. And the St. Ives is $3 for a bottle this big, and it works better. Don't be fooled by labels, okay? Out there in society, you don't need designer makeup. You don't need designer products. The same cheap-ass makeup that I buy for $3 is made in the same way as your expensive brand. You're buying the name. You're not buying sometimes, like the natural makeups, the all-natural makeups where it's made with like soy and stuff like that, especially if you have skin allergies, I'm not talking shit about that. Those are definitely worth it, because they do take the time to like use all organic products, and it really is good for your skin. So if any of the products, any name brand, even if it's cheap stuff and it says all organic, you really have to read the fine print, because they lie a lot. They say organic and then you read it and it's like, one thing on here is organic, you know what I mean? The rest of it is chemicals. So be careful. But for the most part, anything organic is going to be more expensive, and I feel worth it because, one, you don't have as many chemicals, especially when it's food, and two, it's just made better. Let's get into this. I feel like I've been lecturing forever. I'm really tired still. Good morning, everybody. You're probably wide awake when you're watching this, but me, not at all. I don't drink coffee, and I don't drink caffeine during the week. I only drink caffeine, well, I guess Friday is the week, but for me it's the weekend, because I work a longer shift so that I can have Friday off. I still get my 40 hours in Monday through Thursday. So on weekends, I get these little dinky cans. They're like baby size. This one's 100 calories, but I usually drink ginger ale, and they're only like 80 calories. But for all you dieters out there, and you're trying to ease off soda, these baby cans are great. They're only 100 calories. I think a regular can of soda is like, I don't know, 180 to 240 calories, so that's a lot better if you're cutting down. Also, if you have like parties, and how many times have you cleaned up parties and somebody left like half a can of soda? These are so much better. Because a lot of people, the cans get warm, and who wants to drink warm soda? But these baby cans, it's little, and it doesn't have time to get warm. Just saying, I'm advertising, and this is my favorite kind of root beer. I love root beer. Well, I think it's A&W. Put it in the comments if you know. Remember the old, when you go to restaurants, you can still get it, but it looks like a beer bottle, but it's root beer. And I remember I was a kid, and I used to go with my grandpas, both of them did the same thing. And we would either get like a root beer float, and they would bring over the cup with the ice cream, and you dump the root beer in, or I would just get a root beer and pretend to have a beer with my grandpas. Like, you want a beer? Okay. Can I have a root beer for her and a real beer for me? But as a kid, I was like drinking, it doesn't have the beer label on it. It's just a plain brown bottle, but I get to sip it like the adults. Why don't they make root beer in the stores like that? I would love to get that for my nephew. Like, you want to have a beer with your aunt? It's root beer. It's technically beer. Just saying, kids like it. Like sparkling grape juice. My mom used to get that for New Year's. I remembered that. It would be my mom and my aunt. You know, they were both single moms, and they didn't have babysitters or money to go out some years. So my cousins and all of us, like not just her kids, but I would have like my cousins from my dad's side because they're home, and you know, my aunts would pay them to watch the kids, and they'd make a little extra money. I remember one year Madonna was doing something for New Year's, and it was like a big concert, and my mom and my aunts were all excited. They love Madonna. And so they were like dressing up and doing makeup in the kitchen, and my mom was like letting us kids, they were doing our face, and you know, they did the boy nephews and my brother, they did a clown face for them. Like, they didn't want to. They're like, can we have a clown face? And I was like, sure. And she took her red lipstick, and like, my mom was fun like that. She had a very good imagination. She made everything fun. Same with my Aunt Sharon. We spent a lot of, and they're actually in Arkansas together right now, which is cute. But you know, they're both best friends, and they were young parents and just trying to make it in this life. And they spent a lot of time together, and us kids, we all played together a lot. Same with my Aunt Phyllis. She watched us a lot, and she had 2 boys who was a lot younger than us. We're not really close anymore with my mom's side of the family. My cousins, we all moved away and drifted, but now that's starting to happen on my other side of the family too. But we were tight as kids, all of us, both sides of my family. And like, when we see each other now, we still talk to each other. Like, hey, oh my God, I haven't seen you in years. What's going on? Like, it's not like we hate each other. We're just not besties. We don't talk every day, which is sad. But anyway, so the Madonna special came on, and like, they dressed up as different versions of her. And I'm pretty sure at this point, yeah, I think the cone part was already out, the cone bra, before I was born or when I was a baby. So I don't remember if it was my aunt or my mom, but one of them had the big cone boobs. And one of them had the like weird like doily looking thing in the skirt with the leg warmers. They were doing different looks, and us kids, they dressed us up too, and you know, we put makeup on and we were dancing. It was like New Year's. Madonna was doing all these songs. We had a great time, and my mom came out with a tray of all these plastic, because they're not going to give us real champagne flutes when we're kids. That shit's a break in 2 seconds. But my mom would fill it up, and she's like, okay, everybody get your champagne. And we thought it was real champagne, like, the whole time. Of course, my aunt and my mom were really having real champagne, but sparkling grape juice, and they put it in a thing. And my mom and my aunt would pop their champagne, and then they would open ours, and we, like, thought, like, Mom's letting us have champagne. Oh my God, we're so cool. You know what I mean? But every parent did this to their kids. It wasn't just my family. It was like a big thing. Sparkling grape juice would fly off the shelf for New Year's and Christmas. I think they still make it. You can still get it around here, but it's kind of gross. Nobody really likes to drink it except old people. So before I get further into my story, I realized that most of my greens, because I was going to do my Irish flag look for you, which I will get to this weekend sometime, but we had a severe blizzard. I can't even leave my house. I'm snowed in, and my trunk is frozen, and that's where my makeup is. We're improvising. I'm going to do a brown green. It is Girl Scout season, so I'm calling this Thin Mints. When I worked for Dunkin' Donuts, this time of year, they had the Girl Scout shirts. And when I wore my Thin Mint Girl Scout shirts, I would do this look. This is great for hazel eyes, and also light blue because the green makes it pop, and green eyes. Any eye can pull this off, especially for St. Patrick's Day, but if you are particularly have green or hazel eyes, this is going to be a smashing look for St. Patrick's Day. A little bit more subtle because my other St. Patrick's Day look, one is going to be an Irish flag, and we're going to get crazy shamrock green with it. So this one is for more of the older crowd or business crowd, and you can do this look for work without getting too many weirdo looks. And it still has green in it for St. Patrick's Day. Alright, back to my story. So we are on New Year's Eve having a good time, pretending we're drinking champagne and listening to Madonna. And that was just 1 year of crazy years of, like, we always had to party, a kid party. I think my mom did go out. I think we were with my aunts a few times and my mom, like, went out. Especially when she started dating Tom or my sister's dad. Like, she got out. I'm not saying she never got out on New Year's, but I feel like every New Year's I was with my mom. Having a party in the living room. Very good times. And I had so many cousins. And sometimes they let us invite friends over as we got older. But with so many cousins, we didn't really need friends over when we were kids. My friends were my cousins. We didn't need play dates. My mom just called her sisters or my dad's family members like, hey, you want to get together with the kids? These kids are driving me nuts and I need some adult time. Go outside and play. Pretty much is what happened. Anyway. I don't know why I go on these rants. But this was the longest work week ever. I have so much fucking drama at work. You guys. I didn't put my foundation on. Instead of my eyes. Oh man, I didn't get enough sleep. I was so tired. I woke up this morning, I was like, what the fuck was I doing last night? I didn't drink. I was just so overworked. It was a long week. I bought this Ben & Jerry's. It's called Netflix. It's like a new kind. I never saw it. It's peanut butter ice cream with pretzel bites and brownie bites in it, and I was like, that sounds good. I'll try it. So I was eating some, and I was like falling asleep as I was eating it, so I'm like, oh, I better put this away. And I literally fell asleep on the couch last night. I never even made it to my bed. Anyway, I woke up this morning to get a drink, and I had put the fucking pints of ice cream that I didn't finish in the fridge, not the freezer. Soup everywhere. What the fuck was I doing? I was so tired. I didn't even know where I was or what day it was. Like, have you ever been that exhausted? I have insomnia, and I had a difficult time getting to sleep a lot this week. I don't know why. It just happens. So my body was like slowly shutting down. Plus, the blizzard was mostly between 1 and 4 a.m. and I was driving home. I left work at like 2. So it's like right in the thick of it. It took so long and my eyes hurt. So I was like concentrating. It was fine for a while. And then when I got closer to home, the plows hadn't been out and the roads were just like, it's like literally driving like 15 miles per hour. Like still sliding because of the snow. No plows around here. No bueno. Comes down too fast sometimes. So I'll just beat. I can't believe I wasted that ice cream. I'm so sad. But, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like my favorite. I don't think I'll buy it again. I'm not a fan of peanut butter ice cream, I think. So I'm trying to think about where I'm going to put the green in this look. Because I didn't plan it. It's so early in the morning, I'm like, fuck it. I was going to do the Irish flag one, so we're winging it today. I'm going to put the concealer because just like black, this green is a bit dark. Anytime you're using like dark ass colors, put the concealer under it. It looks funny. It's like the football players, but not black. It's white or clear. Let's go play some football. Yes. Slap your butts. Why do they do that? Can somebody please tell me what where that, is that like a tradition? Like the NASCAR drivers kiss the road? Like, I don't know if I would do that. Have you ever seen the NASCAR people? When I forget what one it is, but they all line up, get on their knees, and they bend down and kiss I think it's the finish line. I'm like, ew. Do you know how many people walk on that? Oil and shit. I'm such a germaphobe. Anyway, we're using our LA Colors Shimmer Eye Palette. This is around $3 at Dollar General or Walmart. I got it a while ago. They're always changing colors. They're coming out with palettes all the time. I love their products. They make some really nice colors, but I actually bought 4 or 5 of these because I use it all the time, and I still see them on the shelves. So if you're in New York, I think you can still get them. You could probably go to LA Colors. Like, you might be able to find LA Colors on Amazon and be able to order some, or look up and see if they have a website. Maybe you can order palettes that they don't even have in the store. And once I get settled in my new apartment, I'm probably going to do that myself. But if I do that now, I'll be spending money I don't need to be spending right now. I have so much that's going to be coming out of my account very soon. I still have to get these 2 teeth removed. My wisdom tooth broke the back 2 molars. The wisdom teeth came down and they broke the top molar and they broke the bottom molar, and I'm still dealing with that shit, if you could fucking believe it. Not only is there a shortage for dental surgeons, but I found out that my dental insurance doesn't actually kick on until March 1st, and unfortunately it's not like medical insurance. Like when I went to the emergency room to get the antibiotics for these broken teeth, they just send me through, because they'll just send it through my medical insurance and bill me, even though my medical insurance also starts on March 1st, but they back bill. Unfortunately, with dentists, they don't do that. You have to pay the money up front as well. Like, not just the deductible. This is the difference between dentistry and medical insurance. Sometimes your mouth procedure is called oral surgery, and that is included in your medical insurance, and most of that is covered, which I'm hoping will be true for these teeth, because they are infected. It is a health risk for me to have these in my mouth, so I'm hoping that it's going to be called an oral surgery and be more medical than cosmetic, because if it's considered cosmetic, insurance only covers a certain percentage, and you have to have the rest of the money up front. Like, they don't, I think some places will work with like a payment plan, but for the most part, dentists won't touch you unless you have, and these wisdom teeth came out late. I'm in my 30s. Most people get their wisdom teeth in their like junior or senior year or sophomore year of high school. So they're making these kids suffer like this and making the parents pay out of pocket and taking money out of their check every week and calling it dental insurance, when really dental insurance only covers teeth cleanings, and you get 2 a year, which is good for kids. But when it comes to something serious like their wisdom teeth, insurance fucking sucks, and they're making parents pay, and this is such a painful thing. Like, I really genuinely hope that parents who are out here financially struggling and they have multiple kids, if their kids are in this horrible pain and they just don't have $500, $600 to pay up front, and these poor kids are going to school, like, oh my god, that's so wrong. Like, this is a part of the medical field that's so fucked. Nobody talks about dentistry and the fact that I could die from sepsis from this simple fucking infection in my mouth that nobody is taking seriously. It is this close to going into my bloodstream. I have an open fucking abscess in my mouth. Did you know that, what's her face, Hatshepsut, the Egyptian queen, died from this very thing that I have in my mouth? because I didn't know any better. A simple tooth infection can kill you untreated very quickly. Any open sore in your mouth, that's horrible. So I've been wearing my mask like a good girl because I have an open sore in my mouth, and I've been feeling like shit. And honestly, this infection's so bad, I'm on antibiotics. I wouldn't know if I had COVID because I feel like shit all the time anyway. And the symptoms are very similar. Like, I've been having drainage in my ear, and it's been filling up my ear, and I can't hear. Like, my eyes have been fucked. Like, this whole thing is like, and I have to wait. The government is making me wait with this horrible fucking infection for something called insurance. And they want an astronomical amount of money that I just do not have upfront, no payment plan. Like, fuck off, you fucking dicks. I wouldn't wish this pain on anyone. This country is so fucked. Like, America has the worst medical system on the history of ever done planets anywhere. Like, everybody thinks this whole country's great. Live here for a little bit, okay? You guys actually have it more figured out than you think. This is a fucking hot mess. Can't get our fucking government to get their shit together to save our lives. This healthcare is a joke. Like, ugh, this is a mess. I could go all day about this. Okay, so we're using LA colors again. Same shimmer eye palette, different colors. This was my Christmas palette. Obviously, we're using this beautiful green, but I'm using this gold in the corner. Like I said, this is called Girl Scout Cookie, so it's going to be golden and green. Sorry if you hear the guy upstairs or my stomach growling, because I didn't eat breakfast again. It's too early. I can't eat yet. My body is hungry. It's like that ice cream before you went to bed was not enough because you didn't eat your dinner. I was like too tired to even cook. I was like, ice cream. Okay. Almost fell asleep eating that. God forbid if I cook something. Oh my God. I can only imagine. Woke up to fucking fire. Mom would kill me. I was just beat. And I was more like emotionally exhausted. Like I was off in the corner by myself, but I cried at work. I was just so fucking frustrated. Have you ever been that frustrated where you just like, and it's not like a full cry, but there was like a little tear coming down. Like, I just want to, like frustrated, and then I'm like, stop it. Wiping my face. And I wrote out a long letter to management, and then I ripped it up and felt better and went back to work. Okay, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I felt better after I wrote it, but I'm not mad at management. Management is not the issue. Management is getting played by people who just don't like me and went digging for things to get me in trouble. And I can't prove that's why they did it, and I don't really care. I trust my intuition, and this has been going on for a while, so I'm not shocked. I am shocked, however, that they are acting like fucking children, and it's just allowed. And I've talked, thank God for my shift. Like, I don't have a problem with anyone on my shift. I do not have a problem with anyone in management. They know exactly. I think that if I went there and explained the whole thing, like, this is not something that's new to them. These people nitpick other people. Like, this is something they do to make themselves feel important or feel better. Like, or they just want people to quit. I don't know what the point is of being vindictive, but I did speak out about things. So I just feel like it's a retaliation, but everything I said was true. There is injustice going on. There is sexual differential in pay. There is issues with very sexist things being said, why we can't do certain jobs, and now all of a sudden, I'm glad. Basically, I'm an inspector, and then you have a press apprentice or a press operator, and they are the ones that actually print and make the label, and I inspect the label and get it ready for the customer. So it comes like sometimes 2, 3, 4 wide on a roll. I cut it and make it into the portion the customer wants and make sure all the labels are right, and I box it and I ship it off. The last person to see it before the customer. So the pressmen make it, and they make about $5 more an hour than the inspector because their job is harder. They lift more. I'm not saying they don't deserve the money, but there is a female that has worked there for a lot longer than all of us, and she has expressed, apparently they had press operators before years ago that were female. So it's not like they never had press operators before, which I actually found out last night. A long time ago they said that women were running these machines and they didn't have a problem with it, so they don't understand why that's being told to us now. I don't know if it was just an excuse. They didn't want them to go to management or ask for that position or whatever. But anyway, we were told things like our hair will get caught in the labels and ruin the product. We don't have the physical strength to do the job. It's too heavy lifting. Just basic patriarchy bullshit without giving us an opportunity to even try. And in comes problem person number 1 out of the 2 that are giving me shit, and they're just pushed through. Like, yeah, sure, you can be a press operator, even though somebody who's been in the company for years, who busts her fucking ass, who works miracles, has saved so many mistakes this company has made, and just she loves the job. She works hard. Like, she's not even old enough to drink. This girl came in at 18 years old, okay? She's not even old enough to drink yet. She busts her ass. She wants to be there. She loves her job. Like, this is somebody they could get fucking years of work out of. And they just treat her like shit. And she just keeps on trucking. And she heard about this girl getting promoted. And you know what this sweet fucking soul said? She said, like, at first, like, her face fell. Like, really? Because for a second, I saw her processing it like, I've been asking. Like, this is something I wanted. But then she was like, it's a win. Good for her. I'm glad a girl is getting a shot. And so, me, Mama Bear, I got so mad. Because do you know how rare that is? How, like, beautiful of a soul this person has? Like, first of all, she's got her shit together at 20. Way more than I ever did or anyone I know. She's very, very smart. People just kind of like, she reminds me a lot of myself. She likes to hide. She's a wallflower. She's very smart. She has a lot to offer, but she just lacks, in my opinion, she has confidence. I wouldn't say that she has no self-esteem. She's very confident. She's very smart, and like I said, way better than I was at 20, but still, I see wounds in her. I see a lot of myself. Sorry, I had to go get my snack tray because my stomach was super growly. This is my breakfast. It is. I love Wegmans. I know that not everybody has them. They're only on the East Coast, but I buy these for my lunch, to be honest. But I didn't eat it last night. Comes with little cheese cubes, 2 different kinds of apples, and grapes. Just great for kids. You can just plop it in front of them and be like, there you go. Eat and play or watch cartoons. And it's healthy as shit. I think it's only like $3. But anyway, I'm eating the cheese. Cheat day, I told you. I don't consider this unhealthy. Because especially if you're working, I'll burn this off quick as shit before I even get out of work. A little bit of cheese isn't bad for you, especially if you're a kid. But, alright, so now we're using this green. Boop, boop. Back to my situation. So, I was upset because she deserves it, okay? She's been there. She's done the time. She works hard. She don't ask for nothing. She don't put herself she puts her needs last and the company's needs first, and she will stop a job and come over and help anyone if they ask. Like, the boss in me, because I used to be a manager, I was like, this company treats you like fucking shit. I'm sorry. I didn't say this to her. This is all in my mind. Because I don't, like, she loves her job. It's not even management. It's just, people in general just talk shit about her. Before I even met this girl, they had talked shit to me. When you come to night shift, they do this a lot. They talk shit about everyone. You leave and they talk shit about you. So you have to be really careful here. And this is why I've pulled a lot of my energy back, and I just kind of stick to myself. And I know people there probably think I'm like a stuck-up bitch, but I came in there and I was super friendly and I was open, and I'm sure they're seeing a change in me, how quiet I am, and I'm not really as bubbly as I was. And I talk to people on my shift. I'm like, I don't ignore people. Like, I say hi. I come in. I'm nice to everybody. I'm nice, but I'm quiet and I'm very reserved. Because time and time again, you guys have told my business or completely made shit up over and over and over and over. And that's so toxic. And they're all older than me. All these people are older than me. It's so high school. It's more high school than it was when I was in high school. With the drama in this place. So this week, just fucking, like, as soon as I made it into the company, it was like the company turned into completely, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, now I'm in the company, now the shitstorm comes, I guess. They're being nice to you when you're a temp. They don't want you to quit, but guess what? I can still quit as an employee. I'm just saying, ugh. But that's going to be like this everywhere. It's not a good enough reason to leave a job just because people are fucking starting shit and running the management. But, like, I can't control other people's pettiness. And for a minute, I was fucking upset about it. And I was like, you know what? I did tell my manager when they came over to talk to me, this is my thing. And they don't just do this to me. They do it to everybody on second shift. So first shift will come and complain about something second shift did. So we come into our shift not knowing anything, was discussed. And they go to management. Before we get there, we are never given an opportunity to defend ourselves. And they come at us as this is 100% fact and truthful. They don't even ask us what happened or give us the benefit of the doubt or say, hey, someone said this, can you tell me why they would think that, or why, what happened last night, let's look at this job, what did you do? Like, they do get into that, but how they start is, you're 100% guilty. And I'm sorry, they made up a bunch of bullshit. They dug through old jobs to find stuff. Like, just, as a manager, how could you not see that this is fucking petty? Like, if you have time to dig and look for this much shit about someone, what have you been doing all day? That's what the fuck I would say if I was the manager. You got time to get all this dirt on someone, and supposed dirt, or all the stuff that they did, and if somebody has been doing this, don't you think that they're, the people in the warehouse would have bitched about having to pick up skids like that, or if my paperwork was so fucked up, things would be coming back from the customers, or people would be getting confused. Like, honestly, this was what happened. I have dyslexia, which I completely expressed to my job. All I did, I wrote the right numbers, but I switched the columns right next to each other. Simple fucking mistake. Easily fixed. They could have said, hey, silly, or hey, dum-dum, you switched the columns, and I would have fixed it. Honestly, I was probably just really tired, and I missed my dyslexic slip, and, it wasn't a huge deal. It was something in-house. The customer never fucking sees it. Everything was right in the computer system. It was honestly a human dyslexic error. I switched the columns, in which I would happily have switched them back. But now, they made it to management that I'm doing this all the time. So now, being there for months, left on my own, not even getting properly trained, they threw me on this machine after a week and a half of training. They pulled me back for 2 weeks of training, which I got one day with 20 minutes of instruction out of 14 days, 20 minutes of training. And, you know, they want to come at me like I'm fucking everything up for one column slip. So now I have to get checked like I'm a greenhorn again, because 2 people who don't know my fucking business at all and no other issues have come up about this. Like, I understand management is just trying to make sure that I'm not making mistakes because they don't know. If something comes up, they have to address it. But I did tell everybody I was dyslexic, and it really was a simple, stupid, fucking idiot mistake that I don't make on a regular basis. One time in 4 months I switched a column because I have dyslexia, and now because I've seen that, I'm going to be extra fucking cautious, and that mistake will never happen again. But to be treated, that I have to be checked, and they said that I left skids hanging off, or I left boxes off the skid or hanging off the skid or something, and I don't fuck up my skids, okay? I can't even tell you how many times I come into my job and I have to redo their skid. And then they bitched about, we have things called cores, which we need for the labels to wrap around, and then we pull it off the machine. So the core, we put the core on, the labels, it's very important. We can't box it or package it for our customer without a core. And we don't have core cutters, for enough core cutters for either shift. My boss had to cut cores for 2 hours of the shift they're complaining about. The actual like whole operation manager was over there cutting cores for 2 hours because they didn't leave enough for mad jobs, okay? And at least once a week I'm left with no cores. But these motherfuckers go to management and say, she didn't leave us cores, and she needs to leave us cores, even though they have way more people on day shift, way more people to cut cores at night, and they do this to me on a daily basis. And in the logbook, I wrote, we are short-staffed, I ran out 10 minutes at the end of my shift. Basically, I'm not going to stay till 3 o'clock for someone to cut me a cord, or even have time to cut me a cord when you have the people to do it in the morning. I'm letting you know before you even start this job that you need cores. And I've expressed this pages back because I've been having a problem getting cores cut. There's no one to fucking ask. That is not my fault. That is the company's fault. That you don't have enough people to operate your... That's not on me. That's not my responsibility. I shouldn't have to be running around the factory and chasing people down to do a job. Regardless of the fact that I call for a job check, and all week I've been waiting at least 15 minutes for someone to show up, unless I can grab someone right away, and that's not their fault either, because they're running a job and they're doing the job. That's the company's fault. But now it's my problem, apparently, and I found all the notes that I did write that would prove I've been having problems with these cores. They ripped those notes out and they tried to hide them at their workstations, and I found them and I took them and I have them, and I'll be showing management. Like, they're hiding fucking notes like children. They're doing all this petty shit. I've already complained about this person when I was a temp, and I told you I told them I wasn't comfortable getting into it because I was a temp and this person was in the company, and I just felt like I would lose my job if I spoke out. It's pretty much the gist, but I wanted them to know that I felt very uncomfortable and I didn't want this person involved in my training, and they did. They did step up and they told him to back off. He didn't. And I'm not a petty person. Listen, there's one HR person for this whole company. She's busy. I'm not going to run. I can handle my own shit. But now it's getting to the point where they're trying to get me written up and trying to get me fired, and management just listens to them, doesn't give a fuck about anyone's opinion. Like, these people have been able to do this for years and no one stopped it. So I don't expect, whatever. what the fuck ever. All I'm gonna do is do my job. It's just like one of those weeks, like, why? And like the little girl, she's not a little girl, the younger girl I was talking about, there's great people on this shift, and they came over and they were like, please don't quit, I don't know what their problem is, they're just jealous. I'm like, why? What the fuck? Like, what do they have to be jealous about? I'm like, not doing anything, I'm just doing my job. They're right. Like, these people, they want to get to me, they want me to quit, that's what they want, and I'm not. If I was doing something wrong, I would be in the office all the time, and management clearly, if they haven't talked to me about anything, maybe they're just ignoring their fucking complaints. Like, maybe I'm just like, I'm thinking management is thinking I'm doing a horrible job, when really they might be onto these people, like, yeah, okay, here we go again, more fucking complaints. Because like, the managers that come over and talk to me, I don't get mad at them. I feel like they get some of it, because I'm like, guys, they're nitpicking. Like, I got upset. Like, not like yelling upset. And he was kind of blown away, because I do keep shit to myself. People were hazing me through this whole fucking thing. I don't cry, okay? I'm a greenhorn. I know what goes with the job. I was raised by hard asses, and I just fucking... I'm in that mentality of, I'm the new one, they're gonna test you, they're gonna fuck with you, it's just part of every job I've ever had, and you can't fucking cry about it. But when I'm in the company, I've earned my spot, and this petty shit, like hiding evidence that would prove that I was having difficulty, that I've been vocal and trying to stop and help this problem, to help the company save some fucking time. Like, hey, I even asked, I was like, train me to cut cords. I will learn. Every person I ask, oh, you don't want to cut cords, it's such a pain in the ass. Yeah, actually I do. Because clearly we need someone. I'll stand there all day and cut fucking cords, because I feel it's an important job. And I'm ready to learn something. I'm kind of bored at my fucking machine. I've been very vocal about wanting to move, but they don't have anyone. And that machine runs one of our biggest fucking companies. So at the same time, like, I'm always going to do what's best. If the managers want me here, I will do it and shut my mouth. And that's what I've been doing about being stuck on this machine. I don't feel like I can keep my mouth shut about these assholes, because I just feel like this is the truth of it. I spoke out just in writing on Facebook, and I didn't use anyone's name, but clearly these people fucking stalked my life and didn't like what I had to say, but everything is true. I was, and the younger person was discriminated against leveling up because we're women. We are paid less. We have both been here longer than the girl that was moved up. Where neither one of us are trying to stop the girl from getting this job, because we just want a girl in there in general. We don't think that she's going to do a good job, and we do think that she's going to make it impossible for us to ever have a shot, because she's a tough girl. I'm not saying that she can't handle her shit. She can. She busts her ass. She's a good worker. I'm not at all mad at her for getting an opportunity. It's mad at the company for being unfair and sexist to other women. And I just feel like they she's like a pet. Like, she became the men's pet. The one that's getting promoted all the time. And, whatever. If that gets her up, fine, like, I guess. I just think it's still setting women back. At me as a woman, I get offended if I become a man's pet. I'm not here to be your fucking pet, okay? Don't treat me differently than the men. Like, I don't like that. They try to give me, like, different times because I'm a female, especially when it came to, like, fitness and fuck you, okay? I'm getting the same amount of time and the same amount of weight. I don't need your fucking gender bias, okay? Because that is not equality. I'm a true equality specialist in the mental space. You can't call this equality if I get a 2-minute head start, or if I get 20 pounds less, or if I get a mile less. That's stupid. All the men are going to think I'm fucking annoying, and they're not going to respect me because I didn't earn it the same way they did. So you're just setting me back anyway. You know what I mean? I was always against differentials. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. Even that thing with the walls, they would offer women a step-up stool. I would fucking kick that shit. Run back. I was short. I was short as fuck. So I had to get a couple running starts. Sometimes it took me like 3 times just because when I jumped, I still couldn't reach. I'm like, fuck. I gotta get some more spring in my jump. Took me a minute. But fuck that stool. Fuck it. I don't got time for men to be like, wait, I gotta carry this one's fucking weight because she can't even get over the wall. She needs a fucking step stool. Like, no. I wanted them to know. Like, I'm not gonna make it harder for you. And I don't want them to have an excuse to make women seem less superior. Because don't get it fucking twisted. I did better than the men majority of the time. On purpose. It was my life mission. I was very against men back then, if you couldn't tell. I had good reason, honestly. But I was just taking it out on everybody and not just the ones that deserved it. But it kind of did make me a badass. Like, these teeth would already be out of my mouth if I was still that badass today. Now I'm more zen and like, I don't know what happened to that girl. I healed her, I guess. Sometimes I wish she would come back, though. Like, she almost came out last night. I'm like, these motherfuckers. For 2 people who claimed to be... For anybody who grew up in a true hood like me, knows why this is fucking annoying. Walks around. I'm from the south side. From the city. Like, girl acting like big tough guys. First one's the fucking snitch. Biggest drama queens. Biggest fucking babies. Motherfucker. I'm not doubting you grew up on the south side, but it was probably pretty fucking rough for you. I don't know how you survived this long. Because in the places I grew up, if you acted this way, you'd get fucked up. Snitches got real stitches where I was from. Jesus. Especially if you're making up some dumbass shit. If I was the girl's age that got screwed over, would have been fighting in that parking lot, man or not. I would never do that. I would never hurt anyone at work now, but I'm just saying, like, that's how far I've come. And how truly hood I really was. Like, they don't know what the fuck hood is. Wannabe gangsters. You ain't OG if you run to the office like a fucking baby all the goddamn time. OG my ass. OG handles their own shit, okay? OG is quiet. I'm real OG. Don't let the squeaky fucking voice fool you. If you want to be really high school people, there's this big circle of pavement right over there where y'all have to go to smoke that isn't included in the company and is off camera. If you want to fucking hash it out and go to war with me, just tell me. I'll meet you at that circle at whatever time you wish. Before my shift, after my shift, if you want to be a high school child. Let's just fight it out and get it over with. I'm fucking tired of it. Like, I'm not scared of nobody, man or not. I'll take you both on at the same fucking time. Just over it. But just saying, like, I would rather do that than this petty, catty. And part of me, I was like, I sunk for a minute. I'm like, alright. You want to turn me in? All this shit that I cover for her. Because I cover for her all the motherfucking time. Fixing her mistakes. Reworking the machines. People who've been there for years. Webbed my machine before me. And webbed it fucking wrong. And I fixed it. And I didn't say shit to nobody. And I did a little dance by myself. Like, ha, motherfuckers. I've been here, 3 months? You've been here for, I don't know, years. You walk around like you know this whole fucking place. Look at you fucking up all over here. Personal, small, quiet victory to myself. I don't tell shit to nobody. But inside I was like, motherfucker, go to the office about me. But that's a true OG right there. Like, I don't need to tattle on your ass. I don't need to. For a minute, I was like, I'm just gonna, like, every time they fuck up now, I'm just gonna be like, look what this motherfucker did. But I'm like, no. That's just going down to their level. So I'm just gonna keep having those quiet victories. I'm gonna work this job, and I'm gonna finish my fucking book. Because this is not my career, honey child. If you want to make this your whole life, do you, boo-boo. I got shit to do. I got time for that. I just can't believe that, how much older they are. Well, the one is younger than me, but like I said, I'm more mad at the company than her. I do want to see her do well. I do think, she's gonna... I hope not. I don't know her situation, but I just feel like I've wound up with so many user men, abuser, suck you into an incubus of darkness, and I just feel like that's what that family's going to do for her. And when she, 10 years down the road, looks at all these years that she's been holding it down by herself and busting her ass, and what she actually puts up with and how they actually treat her, she's going to feel some disappointment, and I feel sad, because she is a good girl. She deserves better, and they're using her just as much as they're playing me, so. I hope she realizes it quicker than I would have at her age. You deserve better, boo-boo. But I ain't ever gonna say that. You gotta learn your own way. You love who you love. I mean, I could be wrong, but my instincts usually are not. What can you do? I feel like even if I left a job and went to another job, there's going to be some other catty asshole that just doesn't like me because I smile too much, or I'm too nice, or I dress in a way they don't fucking like, or whatever reason other than I was just trying to stick up for somebody who really deserves something and who has a good heart, and she's a lot younger than me, and I'm just looking out for her as a woman the same way I look out for the other one, even though I'm mad at her. I would never go to the office on her. I would never taint her career. I would never get her in trouble, even though she's being petty to me. She's a lot younger than me, and she's being manipulated heavily. I don't at all, for 1 second, think it's her. Because these problems started when she was still being trained. It's the person that got her in the company is the person I have the real issue with. And for some reason, that person thinks I'm a threat to her. I'm not. I am not a threat to any woman. I will uplift them before I uplift myself. But when the actual company itself is sexist and being wrong and hurt another good girl who is also young, I am going to say something, and I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I will always advocate for women, and it's always going to piss off these patriarchy motherfuckers that are coming for me because I said something about what women deserve. It's always going to happen when you step up and you say something and you're right. The more right you are, the harder they come. It's just facts. I don't know why I forget this every time. Like, I've been fighting this war a long time. You know these petty assholes are going to be petty assholes. Why are you so shocked when they're petty fucking assholes? It's like, Spirit's just like, let me teach you this karmic lesson one more fucking time, you tough asshole. I just try to see the best in everyone, and I was mostly hurt because when I came into this company, like, that person was like the first friend I had there, one of them sneaker ones, gets you in all close, gets information about you, and then they think they got something. Yeah. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Like, I haven't played that rodeo before. Ugh. Anyway, I got this this is LA Colors. It's like an eyeliner stick. It's green. I'm going to do underneath. I don't know if you can see it, but I did light gold in the corner, a little bit darker gold in the middle, and then I just did the green in the corners. So it's like the Thin Mint box cookie for Girl Scouts. Got a little bit of green, but it's not like super poppy in your face green. And we're going to add a little bit more green under the eye. Oh God, my stomach is groveling. Can you hear it? It's like grrr. I really didn't eat much last night. Except that ice cream. And a Lunchable at work. Hours before I came home. Like the little kid Lunchables? Yeah. I try not to eat much at work because then I get more tired. I burned too many calories and I didn't put it back. I will eat right after this. Don't worry. I'm not starving myself. I promise. Just trying to do this first. We're going to soften it up. It's a little bright. Just take a regular tissue, blot it down a little. Or you can use your squeegee. That's what I call it. I don't think it's called a squeegee. Those are those window things, but I like calling it a squeegee. Where's my squeegee? Or my squishy, I call it. Where's my squishy thing? Nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I have my code words, and then I forget to tell people what those code words are, and I just expect them to, like, know what the fuck I'm talking about. I mean, oh yeah, that's what I mean when I call it this. But I usually laugh when I figure out what the hell I am saying. I just get bored with the regular lingo. Work is such drama. I thought that as people aged, they stopped giving a shit so much about other people. Like, not everybody on day shift is drama. Like I said, it's two people. I think everybody knows who those two people are. I think they have issues with the one person way more than people talk about. Like, not shocking, but they're a drama tattle. Like, I don't even know what those persons... Like, I remember when I was in training, and he signed off on my paper, and something was wrong. I didn't catch it, and he was supposed to be the second set of eyes, and I'm still new, and he didn't catch it. So he said, hey, he got talked to, but not like he got written up or anything, but it's like, hey, you know, when you check people, they're counting on you, they're new, they don't know everything. And then after that, he refused to even check, what you're not allowed to do. There's only certain people that can check jobs. You can't refuse to check a job. So there in itself is when he started acting like a child to me, and that's when I started to report him, because I only reported him once, and it was after he went to the office like 4 or 5 times apparently about stuff I was doing when I wasn't even trained, and he wasn't even my trainer. Like, I was still in training, and he's going to the office complaining, and they're like, she's new. Like, what the fuck do you want? So this, like I said, has been going on for a minute. This person just decided one day not to like me, decided that me and his fucking space wasn't jiving for him, and turned into a fucking high school man. I don't know. I don't know what his issue is. I don't really fucking care. Like, ugh. Like, I had a lot of respect for this person, especially when they came at me hard on a really difficult day, but they lost a child too, so I felt a camaraderie there, and I didn't take it so personally that he lashed out on that day, because, you know, when you lose a kid, you get fucking angry, and for a long time, I gave him a lot of leeway, and was, like, making excuses in my mind, like, maybe I did something that I don't realize, or maybe he's going through something and just taking it. No, this motherfucker is just vindictive. I even apologized when I was still in training, which I regret to this fucking day. I was just trying to be a peacemaker, and I was like, listen, I hope we're cool. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, whatever I did, I'm not doing it to be Like, I'm not doing it to get you in trouble. Like, I didn't miss that to get you in trouble. I'm really sorry. And I thought it was squashed and then went to the office again about it. It's like, ugh, you know? You just can't win. Like, I feel like I've done everything that I can do, and that I ignore this person. Like, I give them no energy, no attention. Like, I'm not over in their space. I'm not getting them in trouble. I'm coming in my shift, just talking to the people around me and doing my job. Like, I don't give people reasons to fucking hate me. And slowly, one at a time, this motherfucker has talked shit. And there's a whole different attitude on day shift. And I know it's because I've pulled my energy back, and I kind of give them the cold shoulder because I have to. I have to. Every time I get close to someone on first shift, there's a fucking complaint about me, or I hear a bunch of fucking rumors they're saying about me, and it's like, fuck off. Like, fuck off. I don't need it. Like, I didn't sign on to have friends. I signed on for a job, and, you know, I'm a friendly person. I'll be nice. I am an open book, but when you start using that open book against me, don't think for 1 minute that I'm a pushover. This is my problem. I'm stuck in, like, this soft experience. Like, everything about me screams soft. My voice, like, I don't radiate that I'm hard-ass in here. If people knew, like, nobody would fuck with me, okay? And the people who have fucked with me, they learn, and they learn hard. I don't fuck around. I don't come for anyone, but if you come for me, it's the last thing you'll fucking do. You'll never come for me again when I'm done with you. You'll learn. I'm not one, and these people are gonna learn. I'll go right around management. I'll handle it my fucking self. Obviously, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I need this job, but kid gloves off, motherfucker. All these people walking around eggshells around you. You ain't shit to me. You ain't tough. I'm not scared of you. I see right through your fake ghetto, okay? No. Ugh. Anyway, if you have jobs out there, this is kind of like a spiritual lesson. Because trust me, I was so tempted to go backwards and just be like, let the petty war games begin, motherfuckers! Like, I definitely did. And like I said, I wrote out that note, just calling them all out on all their shit and all the fucked up shit that I have just handled and kept my mouth shut and just did and prayed for an outcome because no one came to fucking help me. I figure my own shit out. I'm a fucking survivor. These people wouldn't survive a day. Like, fuck. I don't know what happened. Thank God my Grandpa Ooh ain't alive anymore, because this world is fucked. Ain't nobody want to work no more. Nobody wants to fucking, you know, do what's right. Sometimes you just gotta suck shit up and fix something. Like, I fix your guys' shit every day. Do I get mad about it? No. It's a job, okay? I don't make my job my whole fucking life. Like, oh my God, there's a one tiny minute mistake. My whole day is fucking ruined because this person made one human error because, God forbid, they're fucking human and they make a mistake because it's like 2 in the fucking morning and we're tired. You idiots. Like, you don't make a mistake in the first 3 hours of your shift because you're fucking tired. They expect so much for one shift. Like, they're fucking divas on first shift. I'm sorry. Diva. What you expect us to do for you is never fucking returned. I don't care. I've been on both shifts enough. I don't even want to ever go back to day shift. It was just so much drama, and it's so toxic and heavy. Like, you just feel like you're under a microscope and you have all these people with all set in their ways, which happens in companies, and I don't take it personally, but it gets fucking annoying that anyone would have to deal with it, and this is why they can't keep people. Because you're in a fishbowl and everybody's got something to say. Every single person on day shift in my first 2 weeks came over and talked shit about somebody I was either just talking to or would be working with. They all talk shit about each other. It's disgusting. This is why I pulled my energy back. Not everybody does this. I'm not saying every single person. There are people I have no problems with. If you've never heard nothing about me, I'm not talking about you. Everybody knows. Everybody knows who the problem people are. And this problem people makes other people feel like I have a problem with them. And I don't. If I've never been in your face, if I've never gone to management about you, if I talk to you, I do not have a fucking problem with you. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They're just starting drama. So if anyone of your stalker fucking people out there, just put that memo out there. Not that people from work. I have friends who watch this. You're my genuine friend. I'm not talking about you. You know who you are. And everybody knows who I'm upset with because I've been vocal about it with the people on my shift. Just asking for their advice. And unfortunately, what made me so fucking sad, this is what gets me going and makes me want to fight, is because they all dealt with it too. They're like, just bide your tongue. They'll move on. I went through it too. They eventually let me alone. We're all close now. Okay, well, I'm okay with hazing. And most people did haze me at some point, and we are friends. But these two are beyond hazing. This is vindictive, I want to see you gone type of shit for no reason. Like, if I was a fuck up all the time, I couldn't say shit. I would get it. Like, I'm fucking up all over the place. But for the one that did go to the office, the female, every shift I go on, especially whatever machine she's been on, there's been on a problem. Like, does nobody go to management about her? I'm not going to be the one to do that. I'm just saying, like, they act like they don't fuck up at all. It's like, maybe day shift we're just calmer and we just fucking do it and we don't think they're doing, like, day shift looks at us like we do nothing and that we do shit on purpose. And we come in on night shift and we just think day shift is busy and they didn't get to it and we don't take it personally. It's like completely different attitudes and I don't understand it. It was like that when I worked at Dunkin' Donuts too, but that was more because they were vindictively leaving more shit for second shift. I don't feel like they're doing that on first shift here. I would tell that if I, I'm out fucking spoken. If I don't think you're doing your job, I'm gonna fucking say it. I haven't said that about anyone. Even the people complaining about me, I would never say they're not hard workers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make shit up about people like these fuckers are doing. But it's gonna happen in every job just because of my energy. People who... This is another lesson I want to talk to you about. Other healers out there. I know this is a long video. Maybe you're not watching. Who cares? I'm going to say it anyway. But whenever you're high vibe or you're just naturally happy and you're trying to do right, the people that are broken inside and hurting and lost, they're going to see that and they're really seeing what they want. Like, they want to be that happy, or they want to be that calm, or they want to be a friend of yours and they don't feel like they can. Like, there's always a underlining reason why they're vindictive. So when you get angry like me, try to remember that they are broken people. They're seeing something that's broken in themselves that they don't like. Seeing somebody high vibes makes them feel uncomfortable. So it's not necessarily personal all the time. It's just, it can be a jealousy that they don't even realize they're jealous about. And try to just stay in the high road. You know what I mean? I could be a petty asshole. I could go bother management every day, but that's gonna do nothing but piss off management and make me look bad. You know what I mean? Let them do their shit. Like, I have nothing to hide. I own every mistake. Like, if they came over, I did say, yeah, I fucked up the columns. But you guys, really, it's just a dyslexic mistake. I was probably just tired. Like, I am on top of my shit. And this will not happen again because now I'm going to be paranoid and double check my stuff. Like, I don't need to be checked. I really don't. This is asinine. Like, of all the things that I struggle with that I would rather be checked on, this is what you're checking me on. This is how I feel. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is why people leave. This is childish shit. But what can you do? When management barks an order, you gotta fucking do it. You just gotta take it on the chin. But they're like I said, I'm not mad at management, because the reason why they barked down this order is because somebody is hiding notes and digging through shit because I'm being outspoken in my own personal space. I never said nothing to nobody in management at work about how I felt about the girl being shafted and the other girl getting better treatment than everyone else. I'm just saying that to my friends, like the people who are not bosses or anything. Like, I tell them personally, they aren't gonna go and tell management, they don't want to get involved in it. I'm just getting my feelings out, and I said something on Facebook. So to be retaliated against, like I'm, going to like, I can't wait until this book is done. Anyway, I hope you like this makeup. I'll try to make them shorter and less chatty. I just feel like I haven't talked to you guys and told you what's up in a minute since last weekend, and it was a long ass week. So anyway, I hope my trunk opens and we can do a more fun one tomorrow. I'm going to do a reading, pick a pile later, and a collective, just a random reading, so stay tuned for those. I don't know what time, just going with the flow today, and see you all again soon. Love and light, boy.